Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ninja News. Today we have a special guest in the house, and we're going to be talking about him and the upcoming movie that we're making, Into the Tiger. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Andre Dickerson.
Hi, how you guys doing? Blessed to be here another day with Chuck the Curry Master.
Doing pretty good. So, first of all, I would like to know, how long have you been doing martial arts?
Martial arts? Since I was born. My dad, he was my original master of martial arts, and I've been doing it for 27 years, I can say proudly. As a baby, being stretched out, as an infant, getting groomed into the process of martial arts, and just learning, like, times when I was a kid, and then it became a natural thing to me. It became a real way of life.
Okay, 27 years. How many times have you actually went to a dojo and took classes under another instructor? I'm trying to see, because one thing is training outside the dojo, and I know another thing is training inside the dojo. Have you ever took boxing classes from a professional instructor, or have you ever worked at a studio and actually went through the line of belts? And if so, tell me how that helped you.
So when I was 12, I wasn't doing well in school like that. So my parents, they put me in Krav Maga, which is an Israeli martial art, self-defense martial art, but it's really military. I did that, and went to kickboxing. They had different kind of classes there, which I learned under Master John Gabriel from West Coast Krav Maga in Temecula. I learned there when I was 12 years old, and I earned all the way up to a green belt. And when I didn't consistently go to class like that, so I was supposed to become a black belt, but I didn't. But I learned all the moves of a black belt should learn. Because when I was 17, I actually got a job becoming an assistant instructor, and then finally I became an instructor. And that was my experience with that, other than capoeira, and learning regular boxing, and which is also called 52 blocks, of jailhouse style boxing style that my dad taught me. So Muay Thai kickboxing, Krav Maga was all the other martial arts that I've actually taken, and I actually have my classes, teaching kids classes, and also XMA that was a form of traditional martial arts, with flashy kicks and stuff, combined with like Wing Chun and different kind of wushu moves and stuff, capoeira, and it really was fun to have that experience. That's what I can say.
Very interesting. Now, I've been doing martial arts for a long time. I want to just ask you this: how did martial arts make a difference in your life?
Martial arts made a really good difference in my life, and at the beginning of my life, I didn't really understand it because it was just part of my daily routine, and it was just something I was homeschooled, so my PE was to do martial arts, and my dad was kind of tough on me, and one time I didn't like it because why do I have to do this? But after a while, it paid off when my dad told me, because he was like, yeah, nobody on the streets is going to be nice to you. You have to learn self-defense, you have to learn discipline, you have to learn, you know what I mean? The reasons why they teach certain things in martial arts. It's not all about attacking people, it's about, the mindset, about why are you using it, about what you're doing with it, and it becomes a natural reaction and helps you as a person. So it became a good difference, because over time, when I was going through a lot of certain things when I needed that discipline, when I needed that help, or when I had my family, when I was attacked, just certain things, and everything became very useful, and it was just a blessing to have that with me.
Well, I'd like to say that with the little short time that I've been knowing you, I have seen some progress as far as in your timing, which martial arts helps with, and persistence. And making movies is not as easy as people imagine it to be. A lot goes on. And if ever you watch a movie, at the very end of the movie, you'll see maybe 300 names that's in the credits. So the stars, they have to practice their art too. They have to read, and timing is very important. You can't show up to the set late. If you do, you might be bombed. You might get fired, because they don't need nobody that's going to be late. So if I see an experience, for instance, the bike. When we came to the bike, I was like, okay, I'm going to let you borrow this bike. And to me, that was a test.
Yes.
It was a test. It might have took a long time. And see, I was trying to help you. And, you finally got the bike back. But the whole thing is, you have to remember, timing is urgent. Timing is urgent. Just like a job. If I didn't go back to, if I didn't call the job and I didn't show up at the job for 2 weeks, guess what happens?
Fired.
The job is done. So I just want you to know, because once we're doing these movies, it's not going to just be me. I'm an actor too. I'm an actor, director, producer, and a writer. But I have a team that's working with me. So your stuff has to be on point. If not, the team is going to get together and decide, you know what? You know, he might have the look, he might have the kicks and the punches, but he's been absent 4 times. So we can't do that no more.
Yes, sir.
So you have to be ready for this. And then also you have to know how to keep yourself calm. And this is for everybody else too. If you're ever thinking about doing movies and stuff like that, you got to listen to the director. Sometimes when I'm teaching or I'm listening to my mother or something like that, I know I listen to directors well, because I had an instructor that I came up in the martial arts school. Besides my father was out being a player. I'm sorry, Dad. The truth is, he was a baseball player at least, right? Oh. But in reality, you know, my mom, she put the rules down, and you have to pay attention. If you don't, you will lose your job. You know, and if you get mad at the director tells you to do something. I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way. Like one time I was on the set, and on Ocean's 11, I was on the set, and I had to use a restroom. And they had been going through these procedures over and over and over, and I had been waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, it came to the point where I just had to go to the restroom. So I got up, and I got right into the scene, and went to the restroom. And when I came back, the director's assistant was so mad at me. He's like, what did you do? Who told you to get up, and who told you to walk that? I said, hey man, I had to use the restroom. He goes, no, that's not the point. Once we say action, that's that role that has to be played over and over. They have to do that again. You're not supposed to just step up in there if you're not in that scene. I was like, I wasn't caring about the scene. I'm trying to get to the restroom. He said, listen, man, I can make it so you never work in movies again. I said, no, you can't, because I'm always work in movies. And he said, no. He said, well, you won't work in Warner Brothers. You won't work with Revolution Films. I said, well, that's okay. I can work with New Line Cinema. He goes, well, they're connected. So you know what I had to do? I had to just be quiet. I had to listen. He's the director's assistant for a reason. Now, if I had kept on going, I could have got kicked off the set. I could have not ended up getting into the union. Sometimes you just have to calm down. Sometimes you just have to shut up. For instance, when I'm on the set with the movie directors now, I listen to what they say. What they want to happen, I pay a close attention to them. Because it's important. And like I said, anybody out there that's thinking about they want to do movies, hey man, it's not just about how you can kick and how you can punch. Sometimes it's about how you could listen and how you can learn. Because if not, you get kicked off. You know, because I'm sure if you're thinking about acting, anybody out there, you're going to want to get into the union. And in order to get into the union, it's going to take 3 union directors in order to choose you. They don't just choose, it'd be like 300 people there, and only 10 of them are in the union. So that's how tight it is. So those 10 that's in the union, they're actors. They know how to act when it's time to act. They know how to be quiet when it's time to be quiet. They know how to turn on the action. They know how to look mad. They know how to change all these different emotions right off the top. So you're going to be ready for that?
Yes, sir.
Tell me how.
I'm going to be ready because I've learned through all this times of me being late and inconsistent, and I see the results of the people are really not playing. You're not playing, and I feel it when I'm like, hey, I'm ready for this, and you're like, no, you're not, man. I'm like, I've been waiting for it. Like, man, you know, you haven't. You couldn't even bring my bike back on time, and it was something I didn't consider at the time, but it had something to do with it's the whole principle, and I understand what you were saying. So now it's to the point where I'm officially ready, and I feel it. So that's why I'm here today, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm on time. Whenever we have a time to meet, whenever we have anything that we're supposed to do that's going to work towards our future success or movies or any kind of project, I'm here.
Okay, let me say this. I wasn't trying to say so much that you're not ready. I'm just saying it's a lot more goes into it than what, you know. Some people look at the house, the outside of the house, how beautiful it's painted and how nice it looks on the outside. Then they go inside and it's a wreck. For instance, like Paris Hilton's house. Okay, I seen one time they had Paris Hilton, you know, she walks around with all these limousines and pictures and flashing, and she's dressed nice. So she has the outside and she has the capital because her daddy and them got money. But when it came down to it, I don't know why they took us into her apartment and showed her apartment. because it looked like she had no kind of self-control. All kind of brand new clothes on the ground, raggedy, all tore up, stepped on, dog running around pooping on the clothes. That's not good, and that's an inside story. That's an inside story. Now, you know the Jacksons, they don't let you see their house. You know, I mean, you can see the outside, like Michael Jackson's house was the bomb on the outside. You know, and not like Prince's house was sharp inside and out. And if you ever really watched Prince, he was sharp inside and out. I knew Prince a very long time. And I'm going to tell you, man, he would fire people in a heartbeat. If you're not listening to what he said, it ain't no take twos. It's like, he'll tell his bodyguard, he's out of here. And it ain't no, I'm sorry, Prince, can I have a chance? You are done. Because there's 500 people that would love to be in your role. There's 1,000 people that would love to be in your position. So you can't show up on the set late. If anything, try to get there an hour early. Like they say, it's better to be an hour early than a minute late. And when you get on the movie set, sometimes they might not be. I was on the set. I was mad one time. I was on the Hulk movie, and they had us sitting in what they call the little waiting area. And they was taking like 4 or 5 hours just before we could film. And I was like, when are we gonna film? When are we gonna film? And so one of the other actors, he looked over at me. He's like, man, we're gonna call you Snappy. Because you just snapping and snapping and snapping. And I was like, oh my God, all eyes on me. I don't want all eyes on me. Not right now. So I knew how to change up. So you had to learn how to change, man. You know, just another thing, when I was on the set with Nia Long down here, you know, she came down and we were doing Everwood. And she came over and sat next to me for lunch. After I'd already been with her for a while, you know, on the set. But she came over and sat with me, and I was like, excuse me, what you doing sitting over here? You're supposed to be over there, you know, sitting with the movies, the main stars. She goes, I'm sitting where I want to sit. This is the set. This is where things happen at. You're a star. You're here, aren't you? So I was like, yeah, this is Nia Long. So yeah, I took her advice. I just sat down and we enjoyed our lunch. But so every time I'm on the set, I'm learning something new. Like this is the set here. We're on the set. So you're going to learn how to deal with it. Because the camera's going to be on, man. And actually, our little camera right now, you know, we ain't got the kind of film that they usually be filming with. Because we got some serious people I'm talking to, man. And they can't waste no film. So sometimes you have to be serious. And there's going to be offs and ends. So they do have editing now. And it's not going to be like you under the pressure all the time. Now with me, unfortunately, it's my film, so it's a lot of pressure on me. A lot of pressure. But in martial arts, we learn how to deal with pressure. I can't just jump off and get mad and fire Bill Duke. You know, I can't. I'm sorry, Bill. I know Bill will be watching this. Or any other different directors or producers or actors. I have to stay calm. Those directors have to stay calm. They can't just get mad at their actor and fire him or cuss him out. They have to calm down. So, are you going to be ready to be calm?
Yes, sir, I will. I'm going to be ready to be calm, and I'm ready for a movie and ready for success.
Okay, I got something I want to tell you real quick. I think that everybody that's thinking about doing movies, I don't care how much you think that you got it down, you need to take some classes. You need to take some classes. So between now and the beginning of the year, you should be trying to take a community college class in acting. You know, as a matter of fact, tomorrow night they're having an editing specialist that works in Hollywood. They're going to be here in town. I'll tell you more about that afterwards. But I'm going to the class. I'm going to sit down and watch how great an editor she is and learn the techniques. You have to be open and you have to take these classes, man. Because what if they're going to ask you to cry? They are just crying, oh my God, what happened to my mother? You have to be able to change, just like that. Not crying, how am I going to cry? I don't feel like crying. What I'm crying about? No. Like we were on the set last time and this guy, he got so mad. I was like, man, calm down. He said, well, you said be serious. Yeah, I said be serious, but once we cut. We not still serious. It's acting, man. And there ain't gonna be no contact. And you might have to take some falls. Yeah, you're not gonna just be running up, kicking everybody down. You're gonna be getting kicked out, slapped around, but that's the character. We go into character. So everybody who's out there, remember that. You're going to have to go into character. And if you don't know what going into character is, maybe you don't need to be doing acting. Okay? When I go to work, I go into character. I don't go into work like I'm Chucky Curry at the Karate Dojo or on the Ninja News. I go to work, I'm quiet now because I've learned. You got people that's at your job that don't want you there. They don't want you there. You're taking all the attention. They want the attention on them. And so I learned how to just, you know what? I get to work, I be quiet. I'm watching my watch. Okay, 20 more minutes of this. Because sometimes that's what it takes. Listen to what the director tells you. Study your words. Read your script. Like Isai Morales told me, he said, Chucky, if you don't like reading, you might as well give up acting. I was like, no, I like reading. I have a library. I like reading. You know, it's hard though. Reading is not easy. I had to get up and read the Bible every morning. Or, you know, if I don't do it, I feel like something's missing. I watch my mother. She's really disciplined. She gets up in the morning. She has her coffee. She reads several chapters of the Bible. Then she turns on her little church music. Then she goes about her day. I tried to do that. I woke up one day and I read the Bible. The next day I woke up and I went, made some coffee and got out of the house. But discipline, that's what it is. It's going to take that. So you seem like, I'm glad that you're getting it together. I like your little family. They're looking nice and clean and everybody's sharp and on time. Everybody's working as a team. That's what it takes for success. It takes a team. And remember, stop, think, act, and review. Don't just act and then review and then stop. No. It's an order. Sometimes you got to listen to what a person is saying to see what they're saying. You know, you can't, you know, speak for them or just take your own personal, you know, experience. Oh, shut up! I don't want to hear that. I'm trying to tell you this. No. Right. Sometimes you got to listen to what they're saying, especially if you understand with me. I'm gonna tell you, man, this is a major. It's a lot. I'm already behind. Just thinking about all the stuff I'm dealing with. I met this girl who's a lawyer or attorney or something, and she wants to be in the film, so that's cool too. Everybody got to work as a team. Sometimes the camera be right on your face. So yeah, you got to put on makeup sometimes. They put on makeup. One time I did something, they put on makeup. I was the opening act for the Copper team up in Berkeley way back in 1980. So this guy took about 20 minutes or 30 minutes to put on makeup, and they had paid him like $100 an hour, $200 an hour. Makeup artists get paid a lot. I went in there, I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh no! I mean, they had lipstick on me, powder, eyebrows, everything. I looked like I don't know what I looked like. But I went and washed all of that off. And then when I came out, they were like, what happened to you? We had your face made up for a reason. You know how much we paid this guy to do that and you just washed it all off? Now you're going to look just like a light bulb. Because all the lights are going to be on you. You're not going to have no features. And we can't go back and pay him again. It's time for the show to start. So I learned the hard way. So the next time when I got on the set, they said, okay, Chucky, we want you to go to makeup. They didn't tell everybody to go to makeup. They told about 2-3 people. And I was one of them. So I sat down and I let them put the powder all over me and the makeup on everything, but you learn from experience. Every time I'm on the set now, they put makeup on me. Because otherwise you get shadows, you know? Your eyes don't stand out. You get powder. You got to be right, man. It's not a regular world. It's a movie world. So we look forward to working with you, man.
Yes, sir. I look forward to working with you too. I look forward to working with you as well. Yeah.
Well, you better learn how to work with this world outside so you can make it to the set. Yes. Keep yourself out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
No excuse is a good excuse. All these crazy people outside. Jesus. Man. Anyway, it was great to have you with us. We look forward to the next segment of the Ninja News. Thank you very much again. Take care of yourself, man. God bless, man. Stay strong. All right?
Yes.